Hello Fortnite fans, Snobby here, and in this video, I'm going to be dropping into bot country 100 times. First off, I should probably explain what bot country even is. This upper left highlighted portion of the map is bot country, and it's called that because anyone you run into there, if anyone at all, is usually not that good. It's open, it's secluded, it's the default natural habitat, and that's exactly why I decided to drop there 100 times. So before you all blue screen on me, let me just show you game number 1. Alright, so in game 1, we're just landing into Junk Junction, which is basically just quintessential bot country. And if you haven't noticed, it's duos, and my duo did not land at Junk Junction, so he got what he deserved. After leaving Junk, it was time for the noob harvest, so I found this duo and took them on a nice and friendly trip to meet God. And also right next to Junk, there's this convenient racetrack which spawns a bunch of quad crashers, so when the storm's coming, it's an easy way to get the fuck out. The circle never really moved that far away from bot country in this game, so after popping some shots, I decided to grow some balls and move up into this build fight. And that's the story of the first mistake I made in this 100 drops. The first of many. Game 2, we're at Haunted Hills, and my teammates actually landing with me. What a goddamn miracle. Haunted Hills is another great location in bot country, and especially in Season 6 with the Haunted Castle, it's definitely one of my favorites. The first zone was not on bot country though, pretty much never is, so instead we had to make our way into Leaky/Loot/whatever the hell lake. And as I'll explain later in this video, this isn't a great decision. You probably shouldn't do this if you ever decide to land at bot country, but I didn't know this yet, so we went here and died. At the beginning of this video, I'm just kind of going around showing off all the different places you can land at in bot country, and this time we're going to the soccer stadium. It's a great place, but it's also one of the places in bot country that's more likely to be contested when you land here, so land here with caution. For some reason, we decided to go into Tilted Towers because I hate myself. Just another one of the horrible, absolutely horrendous mistakes that I've made in this video. Oh, and I assure you there's more where that came from. In game 4, I did the time trial in the villain lair. There's no point or reward to this, just my own pride and satisfaction. I do kind of want to get this game over with though. I got into a build battle with this guy, which I actually ended up winning, but I was up higher than I thought I was, so I ended up crashing down, just like my confidence. Game 5, we're landing in the motel. Kind of looks like the place I was at with your mom last night. It's a pretty cool place. This is a clip I used in the intro, but what I didn't show is how I was immediately shot dead like my cousin Ricky in the Bronx. Now I know I said most people you're gonna run into in bot country aren't that good, and that is still true, but that most people also includes me. In game 7, I was unconcerned with the horrors of the outside world. I just wanted to build a nice house, so I did. That doesn't mean the horrors of the outside world didn't catch up to me sooner or later. This is my first foray into the final circle. Kind of embarrassing it took 7 games, but whatever. I did not win this game, and I do not want to talk about it. Damn, I hope Crixseed gets hit by a bus. Game 8 is objectively worse. You'll gotta understand, the first half or so of these 100 drops were filmed before my last 3 videos. This is footage from 250 games ago, so I've gotten much better at the video game, I swear. You're just gonna have to bear with me with the bad gameplay for now. I mean, the whole point of 100 drops is to get better, but it is kind of painful for me to watch as well. However, we didn't even fail in this game because of any lapse of skill. It's just the servers decided it would be the perfect time to shit themselves. Yeah, final circle, whole squad is good loot, good position. Yeah, I'm gonna have some violent diarrhea. What an absolutely amazing game with no issues whatsoever. Just like with Junk, right outside of Haunted Hills is a quad crasher spawn, so you can leave easily if you have to GTFO. Seems like this other squad had the same idea though, so we had to fight them while the storm overtook us. They were coming out of bot country though, so they weren't the smartest. We were able to make it all the way over to Retail Row on our quad crashers. These are some of the best vehicles they've ever introduced. In the final circle, we had been whittled down to just a duo, but my loot was absolutely supreme, so I was pretty confident. With the divine power of the gold minigun, I erased this player from existence. That wasn't quite the end though, so I had to pull out the minigun once again for one final encore. I just held down my mouse button for a really long time and just kept hammering on the damage, on and on and on, until I finally scared him into the storm, at which point I knew exactly where he'd come out, so I just had to poke him one time for the win. I think Luke would be proud of me for that one. Game 11 was mostly spent running from the storm. That's because we landed at bot country. However, it wasn't the storm that caused our demise. It was us being ungood. You can probably immediately tell by my whole 11 health in this one how this ends. Yeah, not great. We were actually in a pretty good position in this one. We got into a little fight in Pleasant, but my teammates carried me like a sweet little baby. It didn't take us too long after getting out of Pleasant to get into yet another fight. However, I did contribute this time. Funnily enough, I didn't even get killed by the guys we were fighting. It was someone completely different. Oh, you know, I watched the nerd neck with 12 kills who killed me get absolutely destroyed. I got a singular kill in game 14. You proud, ma? Otherwise, it ended just as embarrassingly as the others. We landed Pleasant in game 15, which I don't technically count as bot country, but I do allow in this video because sometimes the slow games get boring. But look at this! We actually had action in the beginning of the game! During season 6, my strategy of getting out of bot country was by rotating to Leaky Lake and then using the vortex to get to wherever the zone was. But this time, there were some people on the island, so we had to deal with them accordingly. I'm usually not too good with the sawed-off, but I was hitting some nice shots with it in this game. Eventually, we won the fight and decided to rotate to Tilted Towers. Oh. This is why I avoid Tilted like the plague. It never ends well. Oh, you gotta love squad fills, because it's my responsibility to save this guy's ass now. This is why I decided to land at bot country 100 times. I come here for the guys who don't know how holes work. And I'm not talking about you who can't find the clip. For most of the game, my teammate and I just chilled on the floating island. It was fun. And then I proceeded to hit the best shot I ever have or ever will hit. I just decapitated him. I don't know why I was hitting so many nice-ass headshot snipes in this game, but I feel like you guys need to see the full clip just to understand how much I was truly popping off here. So now we're in the final circle. We're in the perfect position. We got the zone, and it doesn't seem like the other squad is that good. I mean, this guy's just sitting out in the open. It's pretty funny, even in the final circle in this 2v3, bot country will always be bot country. Yeah, we won this one easily. It was a complete blowout. You can tell I was pretty happy about this one. Game 17, I definitely tried, you can say that much. Game 18, I died with no kills, but my teammate Jays carried me in his arms like a child being put to rest in a flower bed. In game 19, we stepped foot in Tilted Towers. I would never do this if it wasn't for my squad forcing my hand. Game 20 was another pleasant game. It was usually pretty fun. I was tired of not getting any kills, so I got some. I was actually playing pretty well. Pleasant Park's always a fun time. Just not for my victims. The game was going pretty well. It's just our only mistake was going anywhere near Tilted Towers. We landed at Snobby Shores in game 21. I like Snobby a lot, I just keep forgetting it exists. Hello 911? Yeah, there's a suspicious man existing outside of my beautiful gated home. I'd like you to come take care of it. And we went to Tilted. You want to take a guess what happened next? Yeah. I don't know why my squads keep trying to go to Tilted. I feel like we should learn our lesson by now. Game 22 is a little deep fried, I'll go over it quick. Pew! Pew! I got you, man! Don't worry! You're gonna make it! Ah! Oh god, no, please, I have a family. Look at my beautiful daughter! Game 23 is a final circle in Lazy Links, and I'm a solo squad. You know what happens next. Game 24, we went down to the country club to play some golf, except the hole is this man's unsuspecting face. I thought I had this one in the bag, honestly. You know, get the squad clutch and look real good for the video. I mean, I had a minigun, rocket launcher, perfect position, but then I pulled a grandma and slipped and fell. But even that didn't seal the deal for me. What did was trapping myself in the zone with a floor on 2 health. I dropped at the villain lair game 25. This place looks like it should have a lot more loot than it actually does. We made it to the final circle. I even hit this shot, which I think was pretty nice. But I was on 30 HP with no heals, so the nerd Mia killed me. Though Jays had somehow figured out how to become Schrodinger's cat. He was somehow both dead and alive. I don't know how this happened. It wasn't intentional, I swear. He eventually left and they won, but that was certainly an interesting end to the game. Game 26, my entire squad was dead and I was in Pleasant. And this is what happened! Game 27, Jays and I tried to skybase, and it was actually going pretty well until he accidentally fell off. And then I accidentally fell off trying to save him because I forgot I had my walls pre-edited. We died outside Tilted again. I think I'm sensing a pattern here, and it's a pattern I don't like. I haven't really been showing the beginnings of the games that much. That's because they're mostly the same and I haven't really developed my strategy for bot country yet. And right now it's just land, loot up, maybe kill 1 or 2 guys if you're lucky. And then just go wherever the wind blows you in terms of the zone, usually Tilted Towers, which is usually our death. I do develop a strategy which gets me into the end game a lot more later, but as of right now I'm kinda just winging it. And speaking of winging it, we're skybasing now. We didn't skybase for long, some nerdneck shot us down, but at least we had a contingency plan. When we got down to the ground, it was very chaotic. I don't even know what's happening anymore. POV, you're in a hospital in Afghanistan. Game 30, my entire squad was lost in the storm. This is off to a great start. I was able to survive a little bit longer, even snag a kill, but I was on 75 health with only bandages to heal me. So even though I did play pretty good in this game, given the hand I was dealt, I didn't survive. So when I was forced to fight a full squad on 5 health, I just gave in and danced to my inevitable death. Game 31? Game 32 went okay. This was kinda cool. Still died though. Game 33 actually went really well. The entire squad made it to the final circle alive for once. We all still died to a guy with 12 kills who thinks replacing vowels in his name with X looks cool. Game 34, you can just tell by my surroundings that my entire life is going very downhill very fast. Game 35, I did a little bit of trolling. Yeah, I may have given unionized Zapatron, among other things. Don't tell the cops though. They'll come for me. We played the game and fought normally. We just had a Zapatron and 249 medkits. Even without the Zapatron, I was still playing very well this game. Who knew having hundreds of healing items upped your confidence? I mean, just look at this flick. Woo! Even with our advantages, we didn't end up winning. Got real close, but didn't. I think that last game gave me some much needed extra confidence, because in game 36, I also ended up playing pretty well. Check this out, I think this is really cool. Simultaneous grapple rush. This duo lasted about as long against us as you do and Ben. This game was good. Played well, got kills, made it to the final circle. I just rocketed myself like an idiot, and that's okay. Doing a little more trolling in game 37, this time with a Save the World shotgun. I thought it would be funny. I also just wanted to see how well it held up in normal battle royale, and the answer is pretty damn well. It's not even crazy overpowered or anything, just has a shorter range and I think slightly faster fire rate than the normal pump. Just when you do connect that headshot at the right range, it hits like a truck. I mean, it's obviously not balanced, it's not supposed to be here, but it's way less game breaking than I originally thought it would be. The final circle is sweaty and Uni is dead, but I think I can handle this. I was able to take it to a 1v1, and now I'm up in a giant sky base on the wrong side of the zone. I predicted he was going to try to shoot me down as I moved, so I smartly made my way down to the ground on this mountain, and now he had to push towards me. It was perfect, honestly. He was stuck in the zone, I was waiting for him up on height, and I even got the final shot with a jank shotgun. Game 38 went far worse. Even though the knight might not be that overpowered, this one, I don't even know what it's called, definitely is. No, because these weapons are absolutely disgusting to use, and I apologize profusely to everybody who was in this match. I just wanted to see just how overpowered Save the World weapons could be in VR, and I was not expecting this. I mean, yeah, we won. It didn't feel good. In game 40, I handed an L to this homophobe, and then immediately died after, serves me well for the last game. In game 41, I built a sky base to end all sky bases with Shay. This thing got very hefty, but it turns out the Zapatron is actually very hard to aim with. Unfortunately, when we weren't paying attention, a section of our behemoth was shot down. Our sky base forsaken, we finally went up against the final duo, and erased them simultaneously with our Zapatrons. Was that game fair? Absolutely not. Do I care? No. Those were our only kills, and honestly, the Zapatron's a bitch to use. Just a skill issue, I'm afraid. Okay, I'm done trolling now, I promise. Normal games from now on. Bot-to-bot communication. Bot-to-bot conversation. I posted up on this mountain to try to pop some shots at this guy, but I guess I'm only in the middle of the food chain. Had a very pleasant time in Pleasant Park game 43. God, this AR sounds so loud, I can barely hear myself think. Well, it doesn't matter, I can no longer think anyway, because I'm dead. Game 44, I went Viking. I haven't really talked about this place yet, so I'll do it now. It's good. I mean, I don't technically count it as bot country, but it's kind of in the same boat as Pleasant, where it's close enough and it's less slow and boring than the rest of it. Also, I just really like Viking as a location, and I wanted to be able to drop here in the Sundra drops, so cry about it if you care. After leaving Viking, my beloved teammate Ford MP user... God, how many stars is that? I can't even see it. Stars, 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 stars. I don't fucking know. That's too many stars. Anyway, he's dead and I'm not. Yet. But you gotta remember, I landed at bot country, so the nerds can smell you. So yeah, I met the same fate as Ford MP user star 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 star. I don't think there's a better feeling in the world than watching this smelly geek with 10 plus kills who killed you get absolutely dumpstered on. And then he hit the default dance on him. Fucking slay, Johnny29. Game 45 is bad. I don't know why I tried the double shotgun. That's not a thing that exists in Season 6. Game 46 was a pretty crazy final circle in Lazy Links. I died with no kills, but my teammate 4MP user got another fucking amount of stars. Anyway, he was the last one left alive to carry on our legacy, but for some reason the spectating didn't show it to us, so we get to watch a hero. Ooh, alright, Storm took him down to 5 health. There's a guy under him. I don't know where 4MP user is. Will he be able to take this guy out? Alright, in him with a nice pump shot. I'm taking him down, but he dies to the Storm, and 4MP user 16 stars takes the W for our team. What a win. Game 47, I was near Tilted Towers. I'm not even gonna show the video. You know what happens. Game 48, we flew a quad crasher all the way from Haunted Hills to across the map in the desert. But literally the exact second we touched down, we were immediately attacked by border control. Damn, I guess they really have gotten a lot harder on illegal immigration. After that last one, I decided to show just how much I disregard the law by dancing in front of this no dancing sign. The ops are quick on this island though. The CIA came quick to suicide me with 2 rocket launcher shots to the back of the head. Game 50, I really don't know what this guy was doing, but it's nice to know that some noobos still exist out there. I kinda thought we had a chance to win this game, but then the server died. So, moving on. Since Game 50 died, here's another Game 50. I decided to treat you guys. Didn't decide to treat myself though, because for some reason I went into Tilted on my own volition. Tilted's fun, don't get me wrong. It just has the lowest life expectancy according to the American Burger Freedom Institute. This man clearly doesn't understand the power of the minigun. You've made a grave mistake, my child. I was stuck in this build fight outside of Dusty for most of the game, and I really didn't have a way to get down. So I really wasn't surprised when it all came crashing down. Game 52, my teammate left at the start of the game again, so I decided to vent my anger by going on a killing spree. Oh, look at the baby. You're trying to drink your juice box. Fuck you! I tried to think of something funny to say for this one, but I just couldn't. I just feel bad for him. Like, this is why I love Chapter 1. You just don't get this anywhere else. Even after serving themselves to me on a silver platter, these clowns still tried to put up a fight. I did say tried. I don't know how this guy thought that would be a good idea, but he did. Gotta remember though, I'm still a solo duo, so this is bound to go south sooner or later. Bro, please, please, no, leave me alone. Game 53 is my last game of Season 6, and if you blink, you might miss it. Okay, this might be a bit confusing for newcomers, but this is Season 3, but it still takes place after last game, which was Season 6. I forget if I plugged Era yet in this video, but this is not real Fortnite. This is Project Era, so that's how this is all possible. This is a new, well, old location in bot country that I haven't been able to land at before now, so I'm going there. It's pretty good. I mean, it has good loot, good mats, slightly better position than other places in bot country, but usually I'd still prefer going junk or haunted. The place I mourn most out of the switch to season 3 though is definitely the movie studio and the racetrack. They were a great place to rotate to after landing at junk, and getting a quad crasher from the racetrack was really useful for rotating out of here. But in season 3, they're just boring houses, so they're not really that special. Bot country definitely suffered a downgrade in the switch to season 3, and while game 54 isn't a great example of this is mostly due to the zone and the lack of vehicles. That's where my strategy for bot country comes in. I'm not going to go into too much detail right now because I haven't really figured it out yet, but the bulk of strategy you got to think about when landing into bot country isn't really about landing into bot country at all. It's how you're going to get the hell out of there. In game 55, my enemy wasn't able to think about anything at all. This is what I mean when I talk about the zone from bot country. The bounce looks something like this most games. You're pretty much never in the first zone. So when landing into bot country, you got to think about how you're going to get here while also avoiding the giant hole in the middle of the map, also known as Loot Lake. And here's exactly what you shouldn't do. Mistake 1, going anywhere near Loot Lake. And mistake 2, going anywhere near what I like to call the Strait of Death. I was fine in this game, but I was not fine in many others. So if you can, avoid that little strip of land in between Tilted and Loot Lake, because it is literally the worst place on the map you could possibly be. I wasn't even really fine in this game, because when you go through the Strait of Death, you're immediately pumped out into the salt fields and put into the path of the people who won Tilted Towers. And considering you landed bot country, you're probably gonna die. I didn't even make it out of bot country in game 56. I'm not even gonna show my death in this one, it's embarrassing. I make the mistake of rotating to loot a lot in the early season 3 games. That's because in season 6 it was Leaky Lake and I could use it to rotate out of bot country a lot. It was generally the more unsafe option compared to getting a quad crasher, but it was still a lot safer than whatever it is in season 3. I don't know why though, my confidence was really up in this match. I really wanted to win. I haven't gotten one in a while. Yeah, I was doing well in this game. I had a chance. Keyword was though. Yeah, you know what happens next. At least after embarrassing losses, there's always some bots in the country to cheer me up. If you take away any lesson from this video, have it be avoid the hell out of Loot Lake, at least in versions where it's just a giant hole in the map. I messed up the video in game 59, so enjoy the beautiful sound of me dying to a trap. Game 60, I put on the John Wick skin and did some John Wick things. He tried to hit me with the boogie bomb, but he only ended up embarrassing himself. There is zero skill to Fortnite, and it's all simply about having better ping. Thing is, I never actually earned the John Wick skin back in season 3. I never bought the battle pass. Yes, I am a fraud. Yep, that's me going through the Strait of Death again. I haven't died here enough times to realize it was a bad idea. I will in time, though. In time. Well, here I am in the final circle. 3 people left, and one of the guys is in a giant metal tower. And when you're on low ground with next to no mats or health, you know what happens. At least I made it to the final circle again in game 62. I have a way better chance here. I was playing as hard as I could. I really wanted that win. I haven't gotten a win since game 46, and I was carried to that one. All I needed was just a good, clean Fortnite win to reset my ego. I tried really hard. I did pretty well. But like I said before, Fortnite's not skill, it's ping. I landed at the soccer stadium for the first time in a while in game 63. And yes, even though it's in the south, this is still bot country proper. You can tell by the population. It isn't like Pleasant or Viking, where I still allow myself to go there in this video, but I don't really count them as bot country. The soccer stadium is 100% pure free-range bots. I mean, what the hell was this guy doing? I don't know. The great thing about the soccer stadium is unlike the rest of bot country, it's below loot and tilted, which means you don't have to worry about them at all usually. Still, in most games, you're gonna have to pass through the center of the map eventually, which gets pretty crazy sometimes. My death in this game was quick and painless physically, but very painful emotionally. Game 64, I landed at the soccer stadium again, and got terrorized by this guy the entire match. Well, more like I terrorized him. I chased him all the way down to Shifty, but he kept running away like a little pussy. Finally, he tried to attack me by the Tree of Life, but I put him out of his misery. In the final circle, I kept my head down and hid behind this wall next to Grandma's house. I was too scared and I just didn't want to fight anyone I didn't have to. I couldn't resist popping shots at this guy though, so now it's a 1 versus 1. Me and the other guy fought for a pretty long time. He was definitely a worthy opponent. I was able to keep high ground over him the entire time though, until he eventually just anticlimactically fell to his death, and I won. Man, I didn't even get the kill credit. That's kind of lame. I'll still take it though. I haven't gotten a win in like 20 games. Game 65, I played immensely strategically the entire way through. I didn't need to get a single kill until the final circle. I rotated well, had great positioning, didn't fight anyone I didn't have to, and not to mention I now have a rocket launcher. The circle was literally also in bot country. Like, this was literally the perfect game to win. So yeah, when the other guy tried to push my perfect position, I won. Easiest game of my life. You know, sometimes during those long, grueling periods of not winning any games, I would ask myself, why the fuck did I decide to drop here 100 times? But then moments like this happened, and I got reminded why I love this place. I think it was around this time that I finally perfected my strategy of getting out of bot country. Essentially, if you can rotate south, go south. The Shifty Shafts area is very easy to rotate through, a lot easier than Loot Lake. But if you do have to go around Loot Lake, go north, go around Anarchy Acres, and nowhere near the Strait of Death. See here how it would be technically quicker to beeline through Loot Lake, but it'd also be a lot more dangerous. So instead I opted for the slower but safer route of going in from the east. I mean, it probably was safer, but it still definitely wasn't safe. I mean, the whole Loot Lake Dusty Depot area is basically hell on earth anyway. But yeah, that is the strategy. Basically just avoid Tilted at all costs. I mean, as simple as it does work. I do get to the end game a lot more. Also, side note, as simple as it is a really hard thing to say. I had to record that line like 10 times. The final circle in this game was at Lonely Lodge. I'm very accustomed to this area after the 1.11 100 drops. Also, fun fact, this 100 drops was supposed to be a Lonely Lodge 100 drops originally, but I decided against it because I landed there so much in the last one. I'm gonna be honest, I had zero confidence in winning this game. I mean, look at this. 2 giant stone towers. I'm on the low ground. I have to push in. Like, how the hell am I supposed to do this? I somehow managed to do it, and I made the strategic decision to hole up in the bottom of one of the enemy's towers. And it makes sense. They're going to be looking down. They're not going to be looking in their own tower. Still, even now, I basically had no confidence in winning this game. I just don't do well in these tight final circles with a lot of people. But you know what? Sometimes miracles do happen. Okay, I did not realize that the video was at 20 minutes. I was having too much fun. I gotta speed this up though. 3 health in the final circle with the storm on my back. I didn't make it. I wanted to put on all random cosmetics for game 69, but it turns out it just makes you invisible. I trolled, I guess. It's kind of the only thing I can do. And I won, obviously, but I'm not gonna count it. That would be very rude. Game 70, I was at Loot Lake. Yeah. Game 71, I had the power of the rare skin that I don't even own. Still got sniped in the top 5. Didn't even make it to the top 5 in game 72. Very close to top 5 in 73, still got sniped though. Even had double heavy shotgun in game 74, which is basically the best thing in 3.5. Still fumbled it and died. This one's actually a good game. I'll talk about it for more than 2 seconds. I landed at Snobby Shores and killed my neighbor in cold blood who was simply trying to fix a leak in his attic. Went on into bot country proper so I could harvest my 100% organic GMO-free bots. I went a little too close to Tilted, but I didn't worry because I got Norm's default repellent, also known as War Crimes. This was a very fun build fight. I always have a lot of fun in these. We both had pretty equally terrible aim, but in the end, I was the one who walked away with the loot. I was feeling really good about this game. I got double heavy, rocket launcher, gold scar, 10 minis. I'm feeling unstoppable. Then the fog came. The fog consumes us all. It's the fog. Fog is everything. It didn't help that my opponent was also the biggest nerd I've ever seen. I don't know how he didn't see the other guy crouch walking in the final circle with 15 kills. I mean, obviously he's a good player. I don't know how he missed that guy, but I was dying laughing on my chair for like a solid 2 minutes after this. Game 76, I was ruthlessly murdered while simply trying to drink my juice box. Game 77, still at the soccer stadium and still dead. Look at my loot in this one and tell me it's all gonna be okay. It's not. Pro tip, if you're gonna use the guided missile, box up, or else I'm gonna kill you, and I will not feel any remorse. Killed the guy he was shooting at too, just for good measure. They're both terrible. And now I'm in the final circle with a rocket launcher. If I learned anything from season 2, it's that I'm probably gonna win this. I did. It was incredibly easy. I don't know why he ran into the storm like that, but whatever, I'll take it. I should not be dying this early, this late into the video, but I did. Game 81 was a pretty standard drop into bot country. Went in, got some pretty good loot, and didn't have to see another soul until pretty late into the game. So yeah, made it to the end game. I can do that pretty consistently at this point. Once you're in the end game though, winning is a whole different story, and I didn't this time. Yeah, I was pretty mad, so I stuck around and preyed on his downfall. It worked. Back at the soccer stadium again in game 82. This has become my favorite drop in bot country, I think. It has pretty good loot, but it's mostly due to its position. Rotating to the south is just immensely easier and so much safer than going around Tilted. You'll sometimes get a little competition from people coming from Greasy, but that's nothing a little boogie bomb can't fix. Moving into the salt fields, I'm trying out the tack heavy shotgun combination. It's pretty damn good. It has a way shorter delay than anything with the pump, which is pretty useful. So yeah, made it to the final circle again. Pretty standard. I pretty much had everything I wanted in a final circle situation, especially the minigun. I took a launch pad over to the supply drop as the other 2 players fought, and it gave me a rocket launcher, so now I especially have everything I want in a final circle. I was expecting the last guy to put up way more of a fight, but I guess he just kind of gave up. Cool, I didn't want to use my favorite weapons anyway. I don't think I've really talked about Haunted Hills in detail yet. I probably should have a while ago, but there's no time like the present, I guess. My strategy was usually to just drop on top of the church, because it's the tallest place and has the most loot. After looting the church, I'd then go get the double chest in this building, which would usually get you some pretty decent stuff. So yeah, I had absolutely supreme loot in this game. Haunted would usually give me the best loot out of anywhere in bot country. Better loot does also mean a little bit more competition usually, but it is still bot country, so they're all awful. Here I am in the final circle again, and I literally have perfect loot. I could not ask for anything better. Yeah, this was also one of those final circles where it was just way more tight and chaotic and sweaty than I'm used to or like. So I didn't even get a chance to use my amazing loot. Game 84 is not good, and neither am I. Game 85, I landed at the soccer stadium, and the circle literally stayed there the entire time. I was just chilling. However, that did not stop me and this guy that I was fighting from getting Obama'd. I've already made that joke before, haven't I? Whatever, I'm keeping it. I haven't gone pleasant in a while, so I'm doing that in game 86. I had great loot and my confidence was through the roof. Not to mention the storm was once again on me for the entire game. So yeah, I just kind of stayed in pleasant, committed multiple premeditated homicides. Yeah, when the storm moved into bot country proper, I was very confident that I was gonna win this, and I definitely should have, but I still didn't. He's not good. It's bot country. He's a bot, 100% bot, 0% good. I don't care, I want to win, I'm putting on John Wick. Made it to the final circle with ease, like usual. I killed my first man in the top 6. The first tool of success is to never let the ops know your next move. And in the final circle, I have literally everything I could ever want, except for maybe high ground and heals, I guess. But my guns are perfect. I could have definitely won this. I could have won this very easily if I just wasn't an idiot. In game 89, I'm up against a very sweaty player in the final circle with 0 kills. Remember that trap for later. Yes, it will be on the test. Fought for a really long time. We were honestly pretty equally matched, but yeah, he fell into the trap. Trap kill credit is broken, so I didn't even get the kill for that. So I guess 0 kill win, technically. 1 kill win, whatever. Alright, home stretch, welcome to game 90. I got caught up in a very chaotic build fight while rotating through Anarchy Acres. I don't care what anyone says, the heavy shotgun will always be my best friend. Alright, final circle again, and I've just made it a 1 vs 1. Let's see how I choke it this time. Okay, yeah, that's how I see how it is. Game 91, I was lagging hard and I had a crossbow instead of a shotgun. Yeah, I don't know how else you'd expect that to go down. Game 92 was a standard uncontested Junk Junction drop, but I did find this bot romping around in the whatever this place is called. I fought this motherfucker long and hard on top of Dusty Depot. I didn't want him to give up. I wanted to fight him fair and square. I wanted to kill him, but then he just gave up. Please, just let me kill you normally. Why do I have to cheese like most of the shit in this video? In the final circle once again, this time in Retail Row. Let's see what horrible mistake causes me to lose. I probably should have built out of stronger materials. I had plenty of metal. Wanted to off myself after that last one, but thankfully this kind man did it for me. How nice of him. I was playing very well in game 94. But unfortunately, as soon as I went away from bot country, my game turned into Super Mario 64. I tried to play this game out, but I couldn't gather materials. I couldn't loot buildings. I couldn't enter buildings. Well, I could enter them, but I couldn't really leave. It is a shame though, because the other players in this match really weren't great. And as if my luck wasn't bad enough, as soon as I finally did find some heals out of a supply drop, my game died. I don't care what you say. I'm giving myself an honorary win for this one. I literally would have won it. It doesn't matter. We have game 95 here to cheer us up. Made it to the end game again, because it's rare when I don't, and I got into a build fight with this guy, who I killed. This other guy also wanted a piece of me, so I gave him one. I had great loot, and I was holed up in a giant metal base, so yeah, I'd basically just murdered everybody else in the lobby. I got into a huge fair and fun build fight with the last guy left in the match, but in classic fashion for this video, I didn't kill him. He fell to his death. I don't know how I somehow managed to cheese every win I've gotten in this video, but I don't know. Another Lonely Lodge final circle in game 96. These are always fun. But when going for one of these 2 supply drops that landed right next to each other, I was sniped. Probably should have expected that. Action-packed start at Soccer Stadium in game 97. I didn't have health, I'd basically die if he sneezed on me, but I did have good guns. God, come on, dude. I just want to drink my juice box. I don't want to fight you. He was better than me at the video game in every conceivable way. Doing a nice motel drop in game 98. I like the motel. It's pretty nice. I just don't show it a lot because, you know, not a lot of people drop here. That's kind of why I don't really show the beginning of the games most of the time. I mean, unless you want to see 30 minutes of me just looting. If I ever get bored at bot country, I always like coming down to Pleasant to do some murdering. Unfortunately, I was just severely low on health literally this entire game. I don't know, I just couldn't find anything. Sometimes it do be like that. Alright, game 99, I got the Black Knight skin on, I'm feeling powerful. Like usual, no one really bothered me, except for Penguin, who I put out of his misery. Final circle's ending up on Tilted, this game's gonna be pretty hard fought. But I do got great mats and now a supply job, which just gave me a better sniper. Would've loved an RPG. Opening that did give away my position though, so this guy came and tried to kill me. But I was able to keep my cool, keep high ground, and take him down. But now I had no choice but to go into the place that I had been avoiding for pretty much this entire 100 drops. When the game finally turned into a 1 vs 1, I avoided all fear, finally went in, and gave it my all. It was difficult. Definitely one of the harder fights I've had in this video. But still, I didn't give up, I stayed on top, and I won. Alright, game 100 at bot country. This one was hard. It was hard. It was long. Took a long time to do. And I am definitely ready for it to be done. That's not to say I didn't like bot country. I enjoy this part of the map a lot. It's just that it is a lot more difficult to play than I anticipated. I knew its position on the map was bad to begin with, but now after playing 100 games, I know it's absolutely fucking awful. Bot country is not like every other edge of the map. Unless you're landing at Soccer Stadium, you're pretty much forced to go around or through Tilted Towers and Loot Lake, which is the most awful, hellish place on the map. Still, if you can play it right, bot country is a great portal to the endgame. I mean, I got to the endgame most of the time in the later parts of this video. It's just there is a very valid reason that most of the bots that drop into bot country don't make it out alive. In game 100, I used all the strategies I learned at bot country, as well as the skill that I'd gained dropping here 100 times, in order to make it into the final circle one final time. I played very well in this game. I had 17 minis, Jesus. My final opponent of this 100 drops was very much a worthy one. It's just like many times in this video, I made a very fatal mistake. Fun fact, this is actually the first time I've lost game 100. Well, that's it for the drops. I hope you enjoyed. This place ended up being a lot more difficult than I anticipated. Bot country is a hard location. And while it's great, it's definitely not a place on the map that lends itself to consecutive drops. It's more of an I died off spawn too many times and I need a breather type of place. Still, I had a lot of fun in these drops, and I will be doing more in the future. In fact, I already have another 100 drops completely recorded, so expect to see that in like a month maybe. Thank you so much to Project Era for making this all possible. If you want to play this yourself, all you need to do is join their Discord. Link is in the description and on the screen right now. Unfortunately, it is PC only. Of course, also thanks to Luke TheNotable for this concept. I've been making 100 drops videos for a year now. It's kind of crazy. So if you enjoyed this video and my others, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot and I need to feed my family. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.